We pray together as a community at 5:45 in the morning. Those of us who go to Santa Cruz jump in the car to be there for the 6:30 morning Mass. And children are beginning to arrive by 7:15. Teachers are beginning to arrive. Just organizing things for the start of the day. Our school day begins at 8, and from there on it's probably more the unexpected than the planned.
You know, immigrant families, like any parents, are desirous for the well-being of their children, and they will do anything to foster the future for their children. And our Catholic schools, like Santa Cruz, are a marvelous place for these children to find their skills, to learn their talents, and to have the courage to share them in the community of which they are a part.
It's the whole range of what you find in a deprived economic area in terms of struggling families, fragile families, fragmented families, needy children.
The peace of the Lord be always with you.
And also with you.
Probably the only regularly scheduled thing in my day, besides starting the school day, is lunch duty with the children if I'm not off at a meeting. And it's good for me to do that because that's really the only face-to-face contact I have with the children unless I'm in the classrooms.
I do individual counseling with some of the children. I also teach guidance classes, and the guidance classes are classes about anger management, life skills, conflict resolution, those kinds of things. But when I do see them, or I see more of a brightness in their face than it was when they first came to see me, that's rewarding. These children have a very deep spiritual, there's a spiritualness about them. And sometimes I can help them through a prayer imagery kind of thing that also helps give them some peace. You know what, I think if I wasn't in the community, I probably wouldn't even be a counselor because I wouldn't have had those wonderful opportunities to probably go on to school or even realize that, hey, I have some gifts in this area.
Hopefully we complement each other. We have different spiritualities. At the same time, you know, my branch of the Descalz Carmelites for St. Teresa, and the Spanish Madre known as St. Teresa of Avila. She was influenced by the Franciscans in Spain. In fact, she modeled her renewal, her reform movement on the Franciscans. Then the other saint, St. Therese of Lisieux, she was very much affected, influenced by a Franciscan friar. I think that's where our commonality is. The poverty and simplicity and dedication to the humanity of Christ, as exemplified and personified in St. Francis, St. Teresa, the Spanish Madre. She says the only way to deep prayer is through the humanity of Jesus.
The ACE program is a service program and a graduate program in one, and their goal is to help preserve Catholic schools by putting young new people into schools to just bring new life into the schools. And in return for the service that they do, you do take classes and you get a master's in education, and their goal is to intrigue people to stay in the field of education. And a supplemented cost, these teachers teach at under-resourced schools.
It's on-site training and, you know, trial by fire in a lot of ways, because a lot of people come in with, you know, little classroom experience, but we do have the support of one another.
But just working with them, I've fallen in love with this school and this community. And before I got here, I was told that this school was on the verge of closing, and Sister came in and just, you know, literally rolled up her sleeves and started working hard to bring our enrollment up, and then just the camaraderie of the community and the families. And it's just a place that even though my 2 years in the ACE program is up, I'm returning next year.
People of strong faith. I always say our children have the benefit of the best of all worlds if they are in a Catholic school with lay and religious, because they see the whole gamut of vocations in the church. And that's enriching to me, and I hope it's enriching to them.
And I feel like their life is just very full of love and of purpose more than anything. That's something that I've just learned from being around them, is just how much I do want to have a job and a life where I just feel really fulfilled.
You know, we don't just have a job, we have a consecrated life. Why are you considering religious life? Is it because of the work we do or because of what we represent in terms of our life of consecration? Generous service, simplicity, not being over-concerned with possessions and climbing the ladder of success. That isn't part of our Franciscan picture at all. Just going where we are needed, serving where we are needed.